Susan in.
Oh, I was going to say it's past time. I was just going to let everybody in. So,
Okay, guess we stopped the bathroom talk now.
yeah, yeah. That's why I was waiting for a minute there.
Okay, I disabled the waiting room. Okay, did we do this at the same thing at the same time?
Yeah, now it's back off. Yeah, we did it at the same time. So you apparently undid it, and I did it at the same time. So
I gotta stop doing that. And I was teasing Richard in one of the emails. He was asking me a question, and I emailed, "Great minds think alike." I was, getting ready to do this as you were asking for it. It is nice that he participates with us. Remember the first year he attended almost all the committee meetings?
I know. He wanted to get an idea of what we were doing and how it was working, and that was really cool. And then now he knows, so he's like, "Yeah, okay, I'm good."
Y'all got that.
It's so much fun.
Except I kept wanting to correct him, be saying it was the golden disc of Ra, not Risk of Ra.
At one point he said he called it the golden risk of dogs.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and I forgot to poke him today and go, "It's Sean, not Cian." But I'm sure that Sean gets her name mispronounced a lot, and I feel bad that we butchered it again. But we'll just remind him next year, Sean.
And we'll be doing it earlier next year, so that means we won't have as many pre-con stuff, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, when I was married, my last name was different. It was actually a Ukrainian name, so nobody could spell it, nobody could pronounce it, and I got called all kinds of weird things. So yeah, my last name was Lucyshin, so it was Lucyshyn. So I somebody thought that my name was Lucy Shiny once. And that my first name was Lucy and my last name
Yeah.
No. And then of course I think the
my
worst
aunt
of it was Luz Epiphany. Yeah, that was you even get there's no P's in it.
One of my clients, when I first get to his place before we start doing whatever it is we're going to do, we usually we were playing trivia, which would be like movies and stuff, so that they would give a line from a movie. And then lately he's been doing the YouTube videos of the emergency room where the guy comes in and I want such and such, you mean this? And I mean it's just so funny.
There's one that I saw a video where the dude's trying to guess what medication people are on.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
medication. And then I mean some of that
that
is
one.
just hilarious. You're going, okay, and but I mean it's, oh, we got a new one this week. I said, okay, well let's watch it.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say,
he kind of gets in the groove. I mean, we do this for like 15 minutes when I first get there, and then then we go off and do whatever it is we're supposed to do. But that's his way of getting ready for me.
well, that's
And
cool.
that's fine.
Yeah. As a medical professional, it drives me nuts when medical shows get the names of drugs wrong. It drives me even more nuts when they get the doses completely wrong.
Oof.
Oh
You know
my
what?
goodness. Yeah.
What
I
makes
know.
me even madder is when the medical professionals don't know what drugs are. Because I have never once had an intake person that could actually pronounce the medications I'm on correctly, and I'm not on weird ones.
Oh yeah, I was at a new doctor's the other day, and what I was seeing this doctor for is not what I'm on any of my medications for. But yeah, even some of the more common like blood pressure medications that you think they would be familiar with. So
Yeah.
I was constantly correcting her, and I finally said, "Don't feel bad. I'm a pharmacist. This is my job. Besides knowing my own medications."
Yeah.
It's, it's some of it, it's just, but I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah.
And,
that's
and
cool.
by the way, he's my guy that does Pokemon. So he said, "Oh, you're going to Greece? Yeah. Is your friend going?" I said, "Yeah." "Okay, well, tell her that she has to, get me." I said, "Okay, I'll tell her."
Yeah, I should be able to catch a few more cool Pokemon in Greece. Yeah.
I mean,
And
this is the guy that it was so fun. He was so sweet. When I was sick, okay, last year, and he would email me every Friday.
aw,
I'm just calling, I'm just, checking to see how you're doing. Are you going to be back to work by, and he gave a date because he had a doctor's appointment that day. And he wanted to know if I was going to be back so I could go with him to the doctor, or he would change his doctor's appointment to when I could go because he won't go with anybody else.
oh.
Okay. Well, yeah, I should be. Okay, well, get better. But every Friday. And he's kind of a pain in the butt to some other folks, but he's also one that we go into Walmart. He looks around for the motorized carts. And when they don't have them, he goes up to him and goes, "Why don't you have more of these? My staff can't get around very well, and she needs these carts so that she can help me do what I need to do."
Aw. That's cool.
Cute. That is cute.
Yeah, a couple of times when I needed them at Walmart, they were always the batteries were dead, or they thought they charged them, and you'd get halfway through the store and then it would die. We're like,
Mhm.
so frustrating.
Walmart's the worst.
Yep.
The one by me is very good. My ShopRite, on the other hand, I tried using. The main reason I had tried it, well, I hadn't really gone shopping because of the pandemic. When that all started, that was kind of my husband's job. He, and also got him out of the house because he was stuck at home. And but the other reason was because, again, walking the distances was very hard. I have very bad knees, and I've finally, I think, lost enough weight for them to consider surgery. So
Good.
that's something else I'm going to be looking at. But I wanted to use one because when my husband and I went on the cruise in March, I was getting a scooter, and I'd never actually used one. So I wanted to see if I could figure out how to use it because I wasn't sure how complicated it was. And the one at ShopRite, it said fully charged. I went, and I was only in the store for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden it's like dying, and I'm like, okay, let me get me at least back to the register so that I don't have to try and carry my groceries with me.
Well, and he's so sweet. He goes, by not having these available for people, you are losing business because they will not shop.
That's true.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's I actually do a lot of my, especially for Walmart. I pick them up. I order it online and pick them up. So, and aside from our shopping experiences here and our woes, how is everybody? This is our dead dog chat. We're done. We got to. Terry and I have a few more things that we have to do. Before we put everything away. But how has everything been? Favorite parts, least favorite parts? What would you suggest we make changes for? What would you add? Thoughts, comments? We did a wonderful job.
You did. You did do a wonderful job. I really
Did a
enjoyed it.
brilliant job. It was a brilliant job. Won't change a thing.
Well, Harry,
Well, I have to really thank you.
your prizes will be brought by us.
Oh,
To
that's so
Greece.
kind.
Because we know how your mail is in South Africa.
Just ridiculous. Most of our post office actually closed down. And so you have to use private companies, which cost you an arm and a leg. It's just absolutely. And on top of that, we have power cuts, sometimes 8 hours a day. No water for 2 days.
I know that you lose power quite often.
Oh, it's just bad, 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 bad.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, Vera.
You know what? We're going to get your stuff over to you in Greece because it's ridiculous. you should not have to, because all these things that you did not get in the mail, that's just terrible. Let us know what's missing, let us know and we'll see what we
No,
can.
no, no.
Yeah,
One thing I want to do is ask a big favor, and I will pay for it there. The tea. I can't buy the tea, and I can't
Yes.
wait to taste the
listen,
tea.
that was already planned, so don't you worry about it. I'm already bringing you tea. So
Oh, thank you so much.
that's being sent to you. Don't worry. I'm gonna have that in the suitcase, so you will get your tea. Don't worry.
And
Because
I will
that's-
bring you something. You know what I will bring you in exchange?
Don't
You
bring
know
me
that-
anything in exchange. No, no, no. This is for you. This-
Okay, we can taste it all together. The beer that Anu loves, the scarab beer. Now we have something similar, but it comes through the elephants.
Oh, really? Okay.
It tastes absolutely, I mean, it's addictive. It tastes wonderful. You
It's
will
just a
not go the way
coffee. Are you
Loranda
talking
went.
about- It's a
I
coffee,
mean,
right? Or what is that? Is it coffee or?
so no, it is marula. So it's a little orange fruit that all the animals love, but the
Right.
elephant specifically becomes alcoholic. As it ripens, it falls to the ground and the elephants eat it. They get very drunk. They can barely stand up. And so it's very similar to a coffee liqueur.
Huh.
But it's a marula liqueur. It's made from the marula. But it is, you drink it on crushed ice.
Oh,
But it
okay.
is so delicious. Yeah.
Well, I will try some. I don't drink normally, but I will have a sip of this.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really
I'm
good.
thinking snow cones.
You can actually put it on your ice cream. A lot of girls, especially me, you buy a vanilla ice cream and you top it with that. So
Okay.
delicious.
So good. But
Yeah, it's
believe
really
me, you will get your tea. So you don't have to.
Oh, thank you.
That's coming, yeah. Because whatever happened to the mailed versions, they're lost. We're gonna assume they're gone, and so forget that.
I
You'll get
assume
your
it's gone. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was actually thinking we're going to England to my in-laws afterwards. And I was thinking once, because we're going to be there for a month, so I thought I'm going to order all my tag stuff that I want from there.
Oh, good idea,
then-
because you
and-
can
and
get the stuff,
keep it
yeah,
there.
the Dazzle store,
Yeah,
you can get
so
the,
that is actually the plan, to buy stuff from once I'm there. Because
yeah,
I've got a whole list of stuff. So
right.
I've
That's a-
already told my husband he's going to come home bankrupt.
Well,
Okay,
that's
that
the
is
way they're
spoiled
supposed
me.
to come.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm going to order a lot of stuff once I'm there. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that trip. Oh, and we also miss the family, so we'll be gone for about 2 months, so it's going to be good.
I think
That'll
it'll
be that will be you will be ready to come home.
Yeah, I hope so. At my age, you have to enjoy every minute that you have, honestly.
Well, no, I'm so glad all of you guys I'm assuming you had a good time. We tried so hard to do these things, the panels, all the people, the guests that we've had, and I'm curious to know, what would you like next time, like next year? What things may you want to be done differently, or if there's any ideas you have, we want to know that, because we want to have whatever people like, to have more of. And if there's something that you're not as interested in, let us know too. So, this is for us and for you. So
Those science panels are so brilliant that it seems it's actually on for a long time, an hour and a half, but it seems so short.
see, that's the
I feel
problem.
the same way.
So interesting.
Time goes
Oh, my
whooshing by
goodness.
because it's interesting.
Right. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
hard to
we've-
coordinate sometimes.
Yeah,
don't know
we
how long.
instead of being an hour, we changed them all to an hour and a half.
Right.
But yeah, when especially when Michelle gets talking, and even Bridget,
Mm,
it just, the time is, oh wow, it's
Yeah.
it's over. But we really don't want to make them any longer than that,
Right.
because they're volunteering their time.
Yeah, that's true.
But
And-
yeah, I mean, when the conversations get really good, okay, let's keep going.
Yeah. So I think the thing with the Hollywood panel, we were a little bit like, do we want to go longer or not? So we kind of tried it both ways. And next time we'll see how long we'll go, because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of great material, and there are a lot of people for the
There
the
were,
Hollywood media panel. So we'll see.
I think there were too many people on the Hollywood panel,
the
just in
thing is-
terms of time.
Yeah, Richard, see, the thing is,
Richard
Richard
is
said that
great.
he thought that we may not have enough, like he wanted to put more people on, but then he cut down the time. So I think he estimated the amount of talk that everybody would do. So it was great.
I also think it might have been this year. Maybe one year you do primarily writers and producers, directors.
Well, we had the
Yeah.
writers panel. The first one was the writers one. So that was
Yeah.
when we had Craig and Steve. That was writers. That was
Right,
the
but I
writers.
mean, but we were lucky that they were screenwriters as well as science fiction writers. Not common.
Well, that was
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about with Stephen and Craig, that panel.
Right.
Yeah, that panel, they were great.
That was wonderful.
And
They were a
And
little,
Steve-
as I know Stephen was a little worried about how he could actually fit in. And then he and Craig, emailed back and forth a little bit, and they're going, you know what? We're gonna be perfect because
They were
you
perfect.
do this, I
Yeah.
do this,
Yeah.
and we can come into the middle and talk about the differences, and we don't really need anybody asking us questions. We can just go for it.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
were
they were just
I really
fab-
enjoyed it.
they covered everything. The thing with the other one, though, it was, I mean,
Well,
when you
not
get
enough
into
time.
filmmaking, because I was in it for 25 years, and it's very hard to move in a lot of different ways. And right now, they couldn't even talk about the writers' strike, really.
Well, they just
You
started.
need
That's
to
the
hear
problem.
those
There was so
producers.
much,
And the
so much
actors,
material.
but they were, I mean, Richard gets great people.
Mhm.
He does.
That's one thing he is incredible
Yeah.
about.
They were marvelous, every single one of them. And I just, like I said, we needed more because I think he expected it, because he said that a lot of the other panels he watched, like he was attending a film conference at the same time. So they were really like 45 minutes. And I don't think he realized how well these people are going to talk. So
Well, yeah, I mean,
sometimes you
it
get a-
was,
These are
I mean,
articulate, great people. So sometimes you may go on a media panel and they're like just sitting blind, and you just kind of pull words out of them. But these people were great, so we didn't have to do any work. So they were on their own. They're ready to talk, and we could have had another hour to keep going.
yeah, I mean,
I would have listened to
really
another
is,
hour.
but, Richard is the one who wanted to shorten it, because, we've been doing these, and most of these panels are only 30 minutes to hour tops, and it seems like a long time. Well, not to us, because we're, oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, keep going, keep going.
Well, but and we've done panels. We know how they go. So I think we've had a lot of experience of kind of estimating how long we're gonna need. And for that many people, we needed an hour and a half at least. So, but that's okay.
They kind of all came in and they were kind of all last minute gets though. So I think
right.
maybe
But
that's why
that's
we
the
didn't think
reason
we were gonna have that many.
Mary, he wasn't sure that we would have enough guests for the time. That's why he got so many. But the point is that every single one of those guests were very good at talking and very good at presenting themselves. So sometimes people just don't talk as much, and you need more people to make up for it. But
You'll
did
never
that.
have to worry about that with the Hollywood channel, because all a producer does is pitch. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, and
you can't
the thing is,
sell.
we did have an actor who was supposed to come,
yeah,
and then he had to cancel because of a different
panel.
of a commitment somewhere else,
Right,
which we don't blame him for, because the commitment somewhere
Right.
else was very important for him.
right.
But we would have still liked to have him. I mean,
Right.
Terry and I had this list of questions we were gonna ask him.
Well, maybe we'll get him next time. Maybe we'll get him next time. So yeah, we'll see. Because every year you never know. This is the thing about Hollywood and media panels, because those people are, here quick. You can make it, I can't make it. Their schedule is like up and down, and especially now with the writer's strike, it's people are just going and coming and going and running around, and it's like
And they're very,
you have to catch 'em.
they're very last minute people as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of the reason why we kind of have to ramp it up. And I think if we start asking them earlier, actually, it's not good, because
No, not for them.
and that's what
Fun for them.
the people who
Now,
wrote-
Michelle and Bridget, yeah, we need to start getting them,
right. The scientists
although
are-
Michelle didn't respond. I was really, biting my nails, but Michelle hasn't said anything yet. She hasn't responded. And then finally Saturday morning, Nancy, I'm sorry, I got the stuff and I'll be there. I'll be
she
ready.
was in the movie. She was in the middle of the move, so I think that's part of the problem.
But I was, I'm going, oh no, what am I gonna do? Michelle hasn't responded yet.
So, but no, I'm so glad. I think we had great people this year, and whatever it is, we're learning every year. So we don't want to be boring and the same for you guys. That's the thing. I don't think we are. I don't think we've bored anybody, but
No.
If there's
At this point, nope.
let us always know. We need to know this. So anything more or less, let us know what's more, what's less of that you want to hear. So, and the panel topics themselves will change. We're not going to always have the same type of panels. So I think the same ones pretty much are we will always have a science person. We will always have the media people, and then the others, and the writers, some kind of, those are the three kind of.
Well,
things.
we have Meet You, which is your beginning meet and
Right.
greet, so everybody gets to know who you are.
Well, because you need to know what's coming. So the one when I do, the what's next for the Atlantis Grail series. So that's the one where I let you guys know what's happening, because that's important. What happened last year, what's new this year, and what's coming. So, yep, you gotta have that.
And then our evening panel can be anything. We've done language. We've done the Atlantean language. This year we had the spicy panel.
Right, because that's new. Because that
That was so spicy. I love it.
we didn't have it
That was
because
so
it didn't
retro.
exist before. That's a new thing, and I'm so glad I started, because I think it really helps. A lot of people wanted that. I'm not going to get spicy because it's a general fan chat, but a lot of people wanted that more grown-up aspect of Gwen and Asen, and they got it. So there it is. We had the panel, we have the project, and that's happening. So, whatever is
We
next,
did, and from that, Vera, we did have a couple of people. Oh, you have Patreon? Yeah, we've
I
been
was
saying it.
surprised about that.
the reason for the Patreon was that
No.
project.
I just think
Me-
it was very funny that we had to say, bye, Alex. And I'm waiting for the day that we can welcome him with open arms. And say,
Well, we
"Welcome."
told him, we told him, because his mom is also there, that if he showed up, we had to physically see mom and have mom tell us it was okay. And he goes,
Yeah,
oh,
'cause-
she won't do that. Okay.
But no, you gotta wait
specifically
until you're
told him
18.
no.
That's not.
And I
good.
had the
We can't let
participant
you-
list up, and I was like watching who was in the room to make sure it wasn't in the room.
But if he popped up, you would have gotten it. Yeah. Hey, Alex is over here. Kick him off.
And he knows, like, even in the core books, there are some moments that are maybe one chili pepper, but
Right.
and so he's like, oh yeah, this happened and whatever, and it's not like he's totally sheltered and naive, but he is a
Right.
teenage
Well, he's
boy.
14.
I was like, no. And actually, when we just got Annabelle a new Kindle, and like just a reader, not a Fire tablet or anything. And some of the first books that Chris preloaded onto it were the tag books, because he knew that she wanted those on there.
And how old is she
but
now?
He only put the 4 core books and Ace in Blue. He specifically did not put Ace in Black.
Right,
on
'cause
the
that's a
Kindle
little, yeah,
for
that,
Annabelle, because Annabelle just turned 11. The Kindle was
right.
actually.
Oh, yeah, you gotta wait a little bit for that. Yes. So Ace in Black is starting to go into that territory. And then, of course, and that whole section with the Patreon it became a NSFW 18 Patreon, because that's what it is. So we had to go there. We had to take it off Wattpad and go away.
I think it's fantastic. And, the fact that like they can, read it and it grows up a little bit, but you see that with a lot of,
Yeah.
good series that they kind of grow up a little bit.
Yep, exactly.
And so hopefully as,
People grow
as
up.
they go
They-
through
they-
along-
Well, like, take for example, Harry Potter. The
Perfect
first
example.
book is geared towards,
Yep.
how old was Harry? 11.
Right
It's geared
back.
to 11-year-olds. And then each successive book was geared to the next age until you got to the end.
I
Yeah.
think that is one of the best things about those books is that J.K. Rowling managed to really keep it age appropriate, but still okay for anybody who's older. It's
Mhm.
Yeah.
very hard to do that, and she
It is.
mastered it.
Mm.
You know, that
But I'm a precocious reader from a family of precocious readers, and so we've always had that. I remember when I was 10 years old,
Yep.
I was really into Piers Anthony, amazing,
Mm.
amazing SFF writer.
Oh.
Well,
and
I
he
mean,
had a
I
few-
was reading Harlequin romances from, quite young. Didn't
I was rolling my
understand
eyes
any
at
of it,
Harlequin
but
romances at that age.
yeah, that's
Oh,
all
yeah.
my,
Yeah, no.
that, let's see, Mom used to get, True Confessions magazine.
hmm,
Oh, I remember
Um,
reading that once I think in a hair salon or something while I was waiting for my mother. That was quite
And,
quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Mom used to get that. In my house, we all of us were, well, at least my mom and dad and I were. Mom read her romance, and then she switched to the Christian romance, which are definitely YA and are actually more G.
Yeah.
And then Dad read Westerns.
Yep, I read a lot of Westerns too. But no, like the
Louis L'Amour.
Harlequins,
Louis
I had
L'Amour
a
was
friend
his
who
favorite.
her
And
older sister was
no.
the Harlequins.
Dad
and we
was
would get
always
together
reading.
for
Dad would get a
parties.
stack of paperback Westerns. And then he had a cousin that lived not too far from here. And they would exchange books.
Mm.
Dad would have a stack of them. Okay, well, I read all of these. All right, Arlen, it's your turn. And oh, wait, okay, I got these. And they were always reading something. But it was always Westerns with my dad. Westerns or hunting.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't a reader at all. My mom was a voracious reader, and she started taking us kids to the library when we were probably barely old enough to walk. But my dad wasn't a reader at all. All the rest of us grew up reading like crazy.
Growing up, the
Both my
library.
parents were readers too. Both my parents were ferocious readers. And
Yeah.
Nancy, you telling about your dad reading the cowboy stuff. My dad was exactly the same and exchanging with the next door neighbor the cowboy books.
Zane Grey was the other one.
Yes.
Oh,
Zane-
yeah.
He had
Zane
all the
Grey
Zane
was-
Grey books.
Yep.
My dad likes spy novels. But I had read out the children's section of the library and of our local library in Staten Island by the time I was 10, and my mother had to sign something that allowed me to take out older books. She still kind of monitored what I read. I mean, I remember one time I think I had taken out Sybil. If any of you are familiar with that,
Ooh.
that was a woman with
Yes,
Yeah.
what is now called dissociative
Yeah.
identity disorder, I think.
the multiple personalities is what they called it back
It was
then.
also in the from 74 to 78. I remember we were living in California at the time, so 74, but sometime between 74 and 78, between the ages of 12 and 16 when we were there, that she got Good Housekeeping magazine, so I also always read that. And there was a story about a woman who had gotten trans surgery. And that story,
Okay.
she definitely didn't want me reading that. I read it anyway, but she definitely didn't want me reading it. And then when we moved,
Well, when you're
but when we were living in California, our library, I had a bike. I had to ride my bike to school. It was 3 miles, and our library was about 5 miles away. And I used to ride my bike there all the time, and that's why I could take out whatever I wanted. So, so yeah, a lot of Harlequin and other bodice ripper type
when-
romances.
My mom would just take me to a bookstore and drop me wherever she wanted and come back 2 hours later and I'd finish a book. And it didn't matter what it was because she knew I would just open whatever was there and read it.
Yeah.
Now, as a kid, the library was, they had moved the library was never more than about 3 to 4 blocks away. And that was one of the places where I was always allowed to go by myself. And I'd spend the whole day there.
Oh yeah.
You'd find stuff. In fact, I had even had a volunteer position on Saturdays. I would read to the little bitty kids, and I was like in eighth grade in high school, and that's what I did on Saturday mornings. I had my little group of kids, and then we would go pick out the book, and then I'd read it to them. But they always got to pick out. They got to pick out 3 books. And it had to be in their sections. But I mean, I had kids 3 years old to, I mean, they were mostly preschool. But they would just sit there. Oh, really? Miss Nancy? What happens next?
Yep.
But that was, that was fun.
Hi,
Oh my
Kimchi.
goodness.
Yes, this is the real life Kimchi.
I swear he's gotten
Hi,
bigger. again.
Kimchi.
Little boy.
Oh, you hold him a certain way and his belly disappears.
Yes, I know. He's right here. You can't see him, but he is right here on the sofa.
He is so funny. He comes up, sniffs my finger, does the, will you pet me? And then runs away.
He's only met you a couple of times, so it's not like he's a little scared,
He's
He
not
takes a
scared. He comes up. He knows I'm Mommy Susan. He knows that. He just is a little scary cat.
I've got several of my clients have cats. They're all, different personalities. Some are super friendly. One that, and as soon as I get there, the cat is jumping up in my lap. And if I'm not petting her, she's putting her head under my hand. Hey, pet me. This is what you do. You put
Let
your
me show
head,
you how that works. Yeah.
Yes, they got to show me how it works. And then I've got another one. She comes up to me. She sniffs my shoes.
There you are. There you are.
And then she never jumps in my lap, but she always sniffs my shoes. And then she gets into my purse.
Don't know.
And we're figuring it's because, she sniffs the shoes because she can smell Asen.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I have smells of Asen,
I call that smell mail or scent mail, because I go places with other cats or dogs and they're always sniffing my shoes. I was like, apparently someone left a message on my shoe for you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got one of my clients, her dad is a vet. And I have gone to their house, for something. And I was standing by the couch and I was talking to the mom. And all of a sudden I felt something on my bottom, turn around. The dog is sniffing me. And she's going, oh, is he bothering you? And I said, no, he's just being a dog. He probably thinks I'm a dog. So that's how they identify each other. They sniff each other's bottoms.
Especially if you smell like a dog. I mean, because like you have a dog. I mean, it's not that you smell like a dog to
Well,
humans, but other dogs.
We have 6 dogs. Each person in the house has a dog, and one person has 2 dogs.
I go down to my neighbor's dogs smelling like my goats, but luckily they're all herd animals, so they don't really care.
Yeah, I'm going, you have goats?
I do, yeah. I have 2 mamas right now that are milking, and then I have 2 kids. One's a girl and one's a boy. And initially our plan was to weather the boy and keep him as like a companion bodyguard, whatever. And then I was going to do something else with the girl and just keep the 2 milkers. And then even, before Timmy died, my daughter Annabelle, who's also autistic, she comes over, she's like, Mom, I think baby girl is my therapy goat. And then after Timmy died, she doubled down on that. And then Alex was like, well, baby boy is my therapy goat. I'm like, okay, I guess we have 4 goats now. but they're super, super cute. The little kids are just growing up so fast, but they still have this little high-pitched bleat as opposed to the grown-up goats that have, a more low-pitched bleat. But we're getting good milk. I made my first attempt at goat cheese, and I think it turned out pretty decently.
I love goat cheese.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We've got 3 pigs, 3 piggies.
Oh, nice.
Bacon, sausage, and salami.
Do you raise them for meat or just as pets?
No. We have to keep the kids from bringing them into the house because the chickens, oh my word, they smuggle the chickens into the house. My son said last night, Mom, the chickens can't lay eggs because the kids are always with the chickens and they've got lots of chickens. It's ridiculous on the farm with those kids. No. It's like most of the family is vegetarian, so it's
Yeah, we
basically
only have 4
pigs.
chickens left. A predator got a lot of our flock, so we need to get some new chickens.
Yeah. Shame.
So do you
We
guys
just
live
know
out
the
in the
dog. Yeah,
country?
oh, and Sierra has a rabbit.
Ooh, what's that? Sorry.
Do you live like in a rural area?
Yeah, I do. I live really just right outside Denver Metro. I can be at Southlands Mall in 30 minutes, but we live in like unincorporated Elbert County, kind of on the prairie on 35 acres, basically in the middle of nowhere. Like the nearest town has like 700 people and it's small, but it's the county seat. And it's wonderful. It's a great environment. And we actually bought it very purposefully because in our county, if you have 35 plus acres, you are automatically agriculturally zoned. And if you're agriculturally zoned, then you can build a second residence on your property by right. So you've got to get the standard building permits, but no special rezoning issues. And so we did that on purpose because my parents weren't getting any younger. And we built a second house on our property about 300 feet from ours. And my parents live there now. So it's really nice. We've got kind of a little commune going on and
Cool.
got our little animals and it's great.
Yeah.
That's a Texas.
And the
a lot
kids have
more.
their, then the kids have their grandma and grandpa and
Yep. And they're the only grandparents for my kids now. So it's really nice, but it's such a privilege. And growing up, my nearest grandparents were never closer than 1,000 miles away. So I love it. They can just, pop over there and visit. And, my mom comes over for Alex's birthday and he's like, I want to have a sleepover at your house. And she's like, sure, come on over. It's wonderful.
when I was growing up until I was 9, grandma lived down the street from me. So I could walk to grandma's house and not have to cross the street. When you're real little, you're not allowed to cross the street. I could go to grandma's and not have to cross the street. I didn't have to worry about it. And then when we moved, and she was no more than about 3 blocks away until grandpa died. And then she decided that, okay, I want to live in the country. So she was now 150 miles away.
A little less easy to get.
Yeah. But by that time I was a teenager, so.
I don't have. I don't have any grandparents left now. They're all died. But and the only pet that I have is my neighbor's cat who pops into mine. So yeah, he's a funny little character. He's one of those cats that's been left behind a few times and just needs a lot of loving. He's very, very grumpy and very hard to love sometimes, but he just needs that extra bit of loving. So give him what he can. I'm covered in scratches from him, but he's so cute.
Some kitties are definitely like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
We're all look at it, it's just like, look at my cute face.
Yeah, there's
So
quite a few of
He's
them.
really a good cat to talk to. He will sit there and listen to you.
Oh,
Stare at you, and it's like, he's like a Siamese that way. Siamese will just sit there, talk, and they're fine.
All right, now Susan, I saw Raisin, but where's Essie?
She is on the top of the chair that she's decided is hers. And that's because she can jump to the air conditioner and check on the big dog next door, who she could beat up. She really could. If she just didn't run away from him. He makes a noise. Es, are you going to come over here? she'll probably come over. She was listening whenever Vera's on a panel. Raisin is over here.
Well, when Asen heard your voice, you should have seen his ears perk up.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't heard you in a long time. Oh.
No, it's been a while, and I'm surprised that Sun hasn't showed up yet. Because
Sun's
he's the
sitting
one
right
who-
here. He's sitting right here, and Stevie's sleeping right here. So we got all three boys here, and Pumpkin is in the kitchen. He has no-
Well, Asen is wrapped up. I've got kind of a fuzzy blanket. I actually got it I got it from work for my 15 years of service. It's really nice, really nice fuzzy blanket. You can, you can roll it up and it becomes like a nice pillow.
Oh.
But the Asen's kind of, he bunches it up to where he makes his own bed. And I have to fight him for the covers.
Baby.
Well, I'm gonna roll, you guys, because I have to eat. It's been a
Yeah.
long.
Well, David made me a sandwich, so I'm good for a little bit.
I'm gonna get my salad and my spaghettis or whatever, and just have some food. It's been a fun and long and exciting, and thank you so much to everyone for working the con, for coming to the con. It's just been amazing. So, we will have these videos recorded up on the YouTube very soon, hopefully. But don't share the things that are the links that are in the the Discord channel yet. When they're ready, when everything is over, and we're gonna maybe in a couple of weeks, it'll become live to the public on the YouTube channel. So it should be eventually there.
Thank you
Well,
for writing the book,
everything
Vera.
except for the last couple of panels are already on YouTube and they're already available in Discord.
Perfect.
I mean, Terry and I have been diligently, uploading those, and then I've been, sticking them in. I've got it down. I've almost got it down to a science. Okay. Click, turn the page, different page, click. Okay, done.
Yeah, really. And then we just have to wait on the YouTube gods to decide that they're going to upload it, because it takes a random amount of time.
And sometimes it will take 3 minutes. Sometimes it'll take 30 minutes.
One last night was like, oh, okay, that'll be 2 hours. It didn't
You
wind
guys
up taking that long, but pardon?
See you later.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye, Vera. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, I gotta get going too. I got some stuff.
I wanna
Actually, I
say,
think
I
we're kind
love
of
the,
overtime anyway, so.
Yeah.
I want to say, I love the crowns that some of the ladies were wearing. It's so
Yeah.
royal.
I was having fun. I have like 5, I think, tiaras, and I
I
wore
love
all
that
of them over the weekend. So,
Well, Terry and I were talking ahead of time. I said, okay, well, let's get the tiaras out. She's, oh, okay. And then, I like that one. Let me see how many let me get mine, and we'll just wear them we'll just wear them all weekend.
yeah, I couldn't make up my mind which one, so I
Fabulous.
went with all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bummer about the fascinator, though.
I know. That's too hilarious. It's funny because
Gotta get a different color.
all right, yeah. So it's green. So this is it that I had it on the other night. But the problem is that is the exact right color for green screen. And let's
It
see.
is.
Yeah, so I'll just pick this one because the same thing will happen. So well, this one's trying to do it. Yeah, so it was like the other night it was just basically it just took my whole head out, and then yeah, there we go. That's what it looked like most of the time. I was like, yeah, that's not right. And then when I got on today, there it goes. Like my shoulder disappears some of the time. I don't know why, because it's black. It's like on a white background. Like, why is my shoulder disappearing? Okay, yeah. Fun with Zoom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, I have that on backwards technically.
Fabulous.
Backwards, but anyway.
But we like to have fun.
Oh yeah, we try to have fun.
Mhm.
Plus, one of my friends, I was talking to her one day. She goes, "Well, Why not wear a tiara? Because, you know, we're all fabulous and we deserve to wear them. Okay, I like that. I like that thought process.
That's a good one.
It's my little one.
All right, well, I gotta take off, so I will see all you guys. I'll see some of you at the next meeting and see some of you at some other point, I'm sure. Take care.
All right.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, everyone. It was a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for everything you did to make it so much fun for us.
I'm glad everyone had a good time.
Me too.
That's the big payoff.
care.
Everybody had a good time. We did a good job. Woohoo!
Yeah, you did a brilliant job. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Bye. Night, night.
Bye. We'll see you on the YouTubes.
Wow. I'm gonna disappear too. Bye.
Bye-bye.